And meteorologist Michael Behrens is here tracking both storms for us and also, of course, our local weather.
Yeah, we had an extended period of really quiet activity in the tropics through what is traditionally kind of the peak of the season. But since then, we've really ramped things up with several named storms here in the past couple of weeks. Just for the most part, they've stayed offshore. Of course, we had Gabrielle out there in the ocean. We got Humberto spinning right now. And we have what could become Imelda working its way north of Cuba at this hour. This still fairly unorganized area of storms is working its way on off to the north. Winds right now, peak gust of 45 miles per hour. So we haven't quite hit tropical storm status yet, but that is expected to change as it travels to the north, eventually picking up the name Imelda and likely becoming at least a Category 1 hurricane. And while we're not forecasting a landfall as of right now, the rain from the system will be pushed up the east coast, and that is what the bigger impacts are expected to be from the system, is that rainfall and some of that wind that works its way onshore. Of course, not far away from this, you can see that really imposing storm out in the Atlantic. That is Humberto, which is still a very powerful storm at this hour. Category 5, wind gust as high as 195 miles per hour. And this storm expected to stay at that Category 5 status into tomorrow, and then even at a 4 for several days before eventually again spinning off into the Atlantic. Not expected to impact the coast of the U.S. When it comes to rainfall, like we said, that's the big impact from these storms. This is just one model here. You can see upwards of 4 to 8 inches in the next 10 days expected in parts of the Carolinas. And of course, if that storm gets closer to shore, those numbers could go higher. So definitely going to be taking a close eye on those rain potentials across the southeast in the coming days. We, on the other hand, could really use some rain because we're not going to get a lot in our forecast. Sunny skies out there continuing into tomorrow. Temperatures stay warm and our rain chances continue to fall. In fact, we're looking at minimal to no chance for rain in the next 7 days. So we'll likely get back on that drought pattern despite the reprieve we had over the last week. Out there right now, clear skies across central Ohio, and that's letting temperatures fall. We are in the low 60s across the region, already in the 50s, and Coshocton at 59. The rest of us will get there in short order, expected to be in the upper 50s by early tomorrow with clear skies. That sunshine warms us up fast. We're up to 80 by noon, and then we'll make our way up to a high of around 86 for tomorrow afternoon. Going to be a pretty nice sunny into your weekend, quite summer-like and fairly comfortable across central Ohio. When it comes to the next 5 days, we'll stay well above normal. Should be 74. We'll hold in the 80s through Tuesday. Temperatures will eventually drop back down where they should be, kind of dropping back into the mid 70s by Thursday, though it comes really without much chance for rain. The biggest thing we have in here, a 10% on Tuesday. I would not count on that doing much, if anything, as we head through the midweek. It's really going to stay dry. The hour-by-hour forecast here shows only a few passing clouds through the overnight hours, maybe some fog in those outlying counties. Outside of that, nothing but sunshine as we head through the day tomorrow. In fact, we'll skip a little bit further into the week up toward Tuesday. You can see that moisture from what would be Imelda working its way close to Ohio, but never quite getting here. And we just kind of stay outside of that rainy pattern as we head through the next, week or so, largely locked in to dry weather. Here's your 10 weather impact 7-day forecast. We'll be up into the mid 80s on Sunday and on Monday. It's going to be, again, kind of a summer-like feel here as we head through the end of this weekend and into the start of next week. The wind pattern becomes more favorable for a cooling transition, but not a rainy transition as we push temperatures down heading through the week. A little bit of cloud cover Tuesday and Wednesday. We get those temperatures all the way down to about average by the end of the week, setting up a beautiful forecast for high school football next Friday. Temperatures much like they were this week in the 70s, and then a nice Saturday out there too. Of course, that game, I believe, under the lights Saturday at the Horseshoe should be looking pretty good for that as well.